What is up, everybody? Welcome to another Geek Alley Gaming recommendation. And tonight, what I want to look at is Dragon Ball Fighters that's available now for the PC, Xbox One, and the PS4. And first, I want to start off with the good. And for this one, I actually enjoy the story mode. The story mode is basically written, from what I understand, was written by Akira Toriyama himself, and it actually follows the creation of another one of Dr. Giro's androids as she tries to pretty much take over, which leads the regular crew, with the help of some villains, hence the character roster, basically the character roster, to team up and defeat her. There's three basic arcs in that. There's the hero arc, the villain arc, and the Android 21 arc, which is the main android for the arc. One of my favorite parts about the story mode is the actual roasting that are in that is in the actual story mode. The story mode has a lot of character interactions, and a lot of those interactions have become synonymous with roastings because of the simple fact. I know you guys probably seen it on YouTube already because a lot of them have been posted, but like there's a couple that involve Yamcha, there's a few that involve Vegeta. Cell is probably the best one for doing those roasting moments just because of his character, and the voice actor for it is actually off the chain. As a matter of fact, they went and got the for the dub version, the voice actors from the English version, and I actually like that because the guy who did the voice for Cell was always he did a good job. So um, I always enjoyed that. Outside of the outside of the actual story mode and practice mode, you have your regular modes for fighting games. You know, it's nothing too crazy. I do like what they did with the arcade system because in the arcade it's set up a little different. Like basically, you start out at the bottom, but you how you progress is based on how well you do. So if you're doing amazingly well, you take the hardest path. If you do well at first, but then start losing, or you don't do as well in the middle matches, you go, it matches like that. And I actually enjoy that part of the arcade because it's something different. I don't think a lot of fighting games do that. You usually just go, you set your difficulty level and you go up that ladder. But I like the way that Arc Systems and Bandai Namco did that. Um, as of this recording, they finally added an offline mode. When you got this game day one, you automatically had to go online, and that caused a little bit of an issue, which I'll be getting to in the later part of my review slash recommendation. But they actually fixed that, and it has it makes the game to me better and more streamlined. Online matches are fun. I have been playing a few of them. There is matchmaking, so you don't have to worry about getting destroyed by people that are obviously way better than you. There are a variety of characters from across Dragon Ball Z, and even a couple from Super, with more to come via DLC. We actually got the first two DLC characters. If you actually purchase that, for they are Brawly and Bardock. So I like Bardock. Brawly is pretty a pretty intimidating character, but I actually like Bardock a little bit better. I like his fighting style and everything else. Now, the frustrating part of this game, and it mostly has to deal with the actual story mode, um, because they fixed the other part. The other part of that was, like I said earlier, the uh, offline and online mode. You had to automatically go online when you first got the game. You Even if you were just going to go into practice mode or arcade or story mode, you still had to basically go online, pick a lobby, pick a place, and then go in. So if you ever came out, say you were in practice mode and you want to go into online mode, there was a chance you might get kicked out of the lobby and stayed out. That's why I had a problem when I first got this game, because I go into like practice mode, or I go into arcade. As soon as I'm done, I got kicked out of the game and had to stay out for like 10 minutes because I couldn't find a place to get back in because the lobbies were all full. So they fixed that. The other thing is, as much as I like the story for the character interactions, there is the problem of repetitiveness, because each chapter is laid out on a big map. Uh, and you go to different points on the map, fighting different clone characters, as it were, and defeating them to get to the end of the map where they have a story segment. The problem is they put tutorial pieces in there. Now you're in chapter one of you just started and you're in chapter one. That's fine when you're doing tutorials then, but you're doing the same tutorials in chapter 8 of the story mode that you were doing in chapter 1 and 2 and 3, and it just gets to a point where it's just repetitive. So that part is kind of frustrating. And the other thing that's frustrating is the load times. You guys have seen on my playthroughs on the channel that the load times can get pretty ridiculous. They still haven't fixed that, but I mean, there's some that take a good long while, even when you're going through arcade mode. So those are the things that I found to be the most frustrating and glaring. Other than that, gameplay wise, the game is smooth. I like the fights. The fights look very good. Gives you a Dragon Ball Z feeling, even though it's on a 2D plane. They do a good job of doing that. I like the moves. Some moves, the moves are actually simple, but pulling them off at the right time is what makes the game fun. It's one of those easy to pick up but hard to master type games. So overall, I think it'll make a good addition to anybody's gaming library, especially if you're a fan of the Dragon Ball series, because there is a lot of tongue-in-cheek stuff. There's a lot of Easter eggs that people will get. And honestly, at the end of the day, if you take out all the repetitive stuff, the story stuff that they do have for Android 21, I kind of wanted to see in Super or something, because the arc I think could have probably worked. But hey, I enjoy it. I like it. I still have one more part of the story mode to go through, but other than that, I think the game is a whole lot of fun, and I think a lot of people, like I said, I think fighting fans will enjoy it, and they probably already have. But if you're still like on the fence about this game, check out some of the gameplay that I have, and leave your comments, your thoughts below, and I will see you guys on the next vid. Peace.
Going to have to fight me now.
Fight! Yeah, take this! Take this! That was nothing. Take this! I see you! Take that! Look out! Take this! Take this! Take this! You've done it now! Hey! Time to end this! Burning it! Don't underestimate the power!
Oh no!
Should I take it from here?
This is it!
Not bad.
Get out of here! Out of my sight!
Not bad.
Not getting away! Not getting away! Here, punishment of the gods! Take my blade!